All around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Winter's here and the time is right for sumo in the street. Down in Tokyo, sumo in the streets. In Osaka, sumo in the street. In Nagoya, sumo in the street. And even Hokkaido, sumo in the street. It's an invitation across the nation just for you to know some sumo stuff. There'll be laughing, singing, and even some music. We are sumo in the street. In Chiba, sumo in the street. In Sapporo, sumo in the street. In Nagoya, sumo in the street. In Nagano, sumo in the street. Even in Saitama, sumo in the street. Go on, years in sumo. It's me, Jeff, again with more ISAD 2018, and I'll talk about years in sumo. I gotta promise myself not to get too involved in it, because obviously I'm going through every year. First, there's a lot of years in sumo. But according to Wikipedia, 1985, they haven't had years in sumo before the 1980s, so yeah. So anyway, in 1987, Hokotumi and Onokuni, who's known as the giant panda, was promoted to Yokozuna. Futa Hagura is forced to retire. If we take a look at what happened in 1987, of course, Chiyama Fuji wins his 20th Yusho, becoming the third man to beat. That January 1987. So, yeah, you go. Futa Hagura did not really have much sumo. He was 13-2. Runner up with Hokotumi behind Chiyama Fuji, but unfortunately, Futa Hagura couldn't do it. Unfortunately, on the last day of 1987, Futa Hagura is forced to retire by the Civil Association after a heated argument with his stable master, former Sekiraki Hakuro Yama. 4 days earlier led to him storming out the stable, slapping his boss's wife on the way. He becomes the first Yokozuna forced out of the sumo world. He became a wrestler, if memory serves me correctly, a pro wrestler. 1988, Asahi Fuji gets his first Yusho. Chiyama Fuji then takes the last 4 tournaments and got 53 consecutive wins in sumo. Hakuho would later put that mark. 1989, Chiyama Fuji and Hokotumi get 5 tournaments between them. Chiyama Fuji got 3, but Konishiki gets his first tournament win on the last tournament of 1989. 1990, 3 men took 2 titles. Asahi Fuji, who was in the second, Hokotumi, and Chiyama Fuji, both Yokozunas. Chiyama Fuji would end up and no more championships after 1990. 1991, Hokotumi and Asahi Fuji won their last championships. Koto Nishiki wins his first. Kirishima and Koto Fuji won tournaments. That's weird. But in 1992, Asahi Fuji retires leaving Yokozuna for 8 months. And some say Konishiki deserves it, but no way. So Takano Hana and Akimoto both win 2 battles in 92, 1 each for Konishiki and Mito Izumi. In 1983, Akimoto finally becomes the first foreign-born Yokozuna, wins 4 titles, whereas Takano Hana and Wakano Hana each take a battle. 1994, Musashi Maru takes his first title. Takano Hana gets to be Yokozuna. 1985, Takano Hana wins 4 titles, with Wakano Hana getting 1. Takano Hana also gets 4 battles in 96, and Takano Nami had 1, and their stable almost swept. 1997, Takano Hana and Wakano Hana looked good. Of course, that was when Konishiki, correctly, was forced to retire. We'll talk about 1997 in sumo because that was when ESPN Classic Canada at times had sumo events in 97. Takano Hana won his title in the January batch of Takano Hana is 13-2. Takano Hana gets his 16th title in a 4-way tie March 97, and I fought Akebono, Musashi Maru, and Kaio. Well, Takanohana beat Kaio, Akebono beat Musashi Maru, but Takanohana beats Akebono. Terrell broke his big toe, and that was the tournament he ended his 1,000th period 59 belt streak. Akebono May finally gets revenge on Takanohana by winning on the final day, regulation and the playoff. So anyway, Kaio looked good at 7-4 on the 11th day, but he had a recuperated injury. So yeah. So Takanohana then gets back at Akebono for that title in July, winning Nagoya with the 13th March. In September, Takanohana beats Musashi Maru in the playoff. And in November, Kodishiki was 5-10 in the tournament next year 14, which means he had to go to Juryo, but unfortunately, that was all. He had 3 titles and 81 consecutive top division titles. He wanted to face Yusuke Sato, but unfortunately, the stable minister turned in his retirement papers. So anyway, Takanonomi actually ended up winning the tournament in the playoff over his stablemate Takanohana, both from 14 when Akebono had to sit the tournament out due to injury. In 1998, Waka and Taka dominate, and Koto Nishiki becomes the only wrestler ever to win 2 titles at a sure rank. Musashi Maru in 1999 turns things around. He gets his Yokozuna trip. Chiyu Taikai and Deishima wins their first title. 2000, 3 wrestlers actually become first-time Yusho winners for Akebono, which last 2001. A lot of wrestlers won championships in spite of injury. Kota Misuki wins all 3 special prizes in the year and wins his only battle. Takanohana had injury problems in 2002. Asashoryu pops up out of nowhere and basically takes the Sumo World by storm. 2003, Takanohana and Musashi Maru basically retire, with Asashoryu getting Yokozuna shipped. Asashoryu misses by 1. The championship sweep, winning all 6 battles. Kaio ends up winning the title. 2005, Asashoryu wins all the battles. So that's interesting. 2005, I won all 6 battles. In January in Tokyo, Kaio at Osaki, they said he could beat Yokozuna. He won the September battle, but lost, took runner up in November. Unfortunately, poor condition ruined him. Asashoryu 15-0. Runner up was Hakuho, who was a Komusubi. In January 2005, amazing. He was 11-4 next technique price. In March, in Osaka, Asashoryu was 14-1. The only man to defeat him was Tochasuma. Second place was 12-3 Tamanoshima. So, yeah. Hakuho was the second Englishman ever to get to the 3rd highest rank. Gets his majority of wins at 8-7, which was in May, the Natsu tournament in Tokyo. Asashoryu went 15-0. Coach Misuki, who was Komusubi, 13-2. Not bad. If they're up. So, Chiyu Taikai, who was Kadogon, and it could have been somebody from Osaki for the 7th time, actually wins 10 to save himself. Asashoryu wins 13 at Nagoya in July. The close one was Kotoshu of Bulgaria, who was 12-3. Chiyu Taikai and Hakuho had injury. Kaio saves his second. In September at the Akibasho, Asashoryu did it again. The 6th straight title. Asashoryu lost to Futano. First ever opening day loss of the Yokozuna for Asashoryu. And he actually ended up losing to Amidashiki on day 11 to Trail Kotoshu, who was starting at 12-0. Unfortunately, Asashiro beat Kotoshu, and Kotoshu loses to Kisano Sato on day 14. Both men are 13-2, but Asashiro easily wins the match over Kotoshu. It's amazing. So, yeah. So Asashiro in Kyushu actually ends up getting a triple crown. 7 straight titles. He won 84 belts in 1 year and pulled in a Grand Slam that he got all 6. Unfortunately, he wasn't perfect, but he did lose to Kotoshu, who was tied with Chino Taikai and Tachian Hana in 11-4, being the runner-up. Kotoshu is the first European to be in the Roseki, which is amazing. Unfortunately for Takano Hana, who was the father of Wakano Hana and Takano Hana, he died of mouth cancer that year, aged 5. 2006, Asashiro did his work. Hakuo wins his first championship ever. 2007, Hakuo is now Yokozuna. Asashiro is suspended because of his soccer match, as I said before, and there was a stable hazing scandal that ruined the stable. Asashiro in 2008 returns to form Kotoshu, the first European to win a basho and a marijuana product. In 2009, Haruma Fuji won his first championship. Hakuo wins 3 of them and 86 wins. Unfortunately, in 2010 there was a lot of scandal. Asashiro retires because of a nightclub brawl. Several wrestlers were suspended for illegal gambling on baseball. You can't gamble at all. And Hakuo was on a winning streak. 2011, the match fixing scandal ruins Sumo for the first time since after World War II. There's no tournament. In March 2011, it was just a practice tournament. Baruto Kiko Tenho win usuals in 2012. Haruo Fuji is Yokozuna. Suku Kurai is the first expelled wrestler to be reinstated in 2013. 2014, Kakeru wins his first championship and promoted to Yokozuna. Hakuo breaks Kaiho's top division record with 33 titles in 2015. 2016, Koto Shigeku and Guido finally win a usual for a Japanese-born wrestler. That, for the first time in 10 years, a Japanese-born Rishi wins a title. Kisano Sato gets named Yokozuna in 2017 with Haruo Fuji retiring, and of course 2018. Now I know last year I talked about the January Basho, but Kisano Sato was 13-1 after day 14 and got his title because Hakuho lost to Takunowa. So Kisano Sato, after 12 losses, as runner-up, finally gets a Basho. The runner-up is not Hakuho, it's Sokukurai, rank 5 Magashira, age 33. Koto Shigeku unfortunately ends up 5-10 and he'll be demoted to Sekurake. So basically Koto Shigeku, after the previous January in 2016, winning the first Japanese basho in 10 years, basically faltered. The Yokozuna Deliberation Council decides on January 25th, 2017 to give him a shot. And he's now a sumo wrestler. He's now. So anyway, Kisano Sato wins the one-day Grand Sumo tournament put on by Fuji TV, beating Takuya Noa. Wansuke. Kisano Sato is on the west side of Yokozuna, the first Japanese-born wrestler since Takano Hana to be Yokozuna on the Wansuke. First time in 14 years a Japanese-born Rishi was named Yokozuna. There are 3 Sekurake. And first time since 1949 that there was a Yokozuna promotion and a Osaki demotion in the same tournament. So anyway, in March of 2017, it was the first time in 17 years the 4 Yokozuna were in a tournament. That being Kizuna Sato, Hakuo, Haruka Fuji, and Kakeru. Haku unfortunately gets injured. Kizuna Sato is 12-0 and looked good, but unfortunately he got injured during the match with his arm in a sling. Kizuna Sato ends up winning the tournament, beating Toronto Fuji in regulation and in the playoff. He did lose to his fellow Yokozuna Haruka Fuji and Kakeru. He didn't face Hakuo because Hakuo got injured. He's the first Yokozuna since Nakanoha in '95 to win his debut tournament. Toronto Fuji saves his Osaki bracket. So anyway, they traveled through Japan and all that. Sadano Yama, former Yokozuna, dies. Tachi Numi was named the oldest living former Yokozuna. Sadano died. The Bansukes, huge Ono Show, and Yutaka Yama make their top division debut with Ura. Hakuo was Yokozuna for the 15th time in the Bansuke. Kizuna Sato unfortunately gets injured, so he withdraws after being 6-4. Hakuho defeats Haruma Fuji to get his Sensor Yusho. Perfect mark, 15-0. Second place, 3 back, is Toronto Fuji and Tachiya Shen at 12-3. Takayasu is now Osaki for the first time after that tournament. And then June the 1st, they announced that the Nagoya 2020 tournament will start a week earlier than normal to avoid clashing with the Tokyo Summer Olympics, which are actually in July 2020, not August 2020 as I thought they would be. So July 24th, so things want to be fixed. Anyway, the Sumo will not do anything. That's amazing. How? A week earlier than normal. So anyway, the July Nagoya tournament, Hakuho defeats Haruka Fuji to win his 39th show, 14-1. And then, of course, Hakuho during that time got the career wins mark beating Toronto Fuji and Kaito. Ayama, 13-2, was the runner-up, by the way. So anyway, that's pretty good. A lot of injuries during the Basho and withdrawals. Kizuna Sato, Kakeru, Toronto Fuji, and Endo. Haruka Fuji will need surgery and will likely miss his Ever Basho. And Toronto Fuji misses the Summer Regional Tournament. A Russian wrestler by the name of Aurora in Sandame is now the heaviest ever reach in Sumo. He's now 635 pounds. And the weighted weigh-in by the Sumo organization, Kenichiki 628, has been smashed. So Yoshikaze, headed to the September 2017 Basho, was the 5th oldest post-World War II Sekigake at 35 years, 5 months. So that's huge. Unfortunately, Kizuna Sato and Kakeru had to skip the September Basho because of injury. It's the first time since 1999 that 2 Yokozuna have been absent from day 1 of the tournament. Hakuo, unfortunately, has to withdraw due to a knee injury, and basically, that's huge. Toronto Fuji has to withdraw due to injury during the Takayasu in day 3. It's amazing that 5 high-ranked Rikishi, 3 Yokozuna and 2 Nosekis, would have to be out due to injury, and it's the first time since 1918 that's happened. The Aki Basho has the fact that there is 4 Yokozuna, but the one that wasn't hurt, Haruka Fuji, had to win a playoff against Goeido. Goeido unfortunately choked after being 2 wins ahead of everyone with 4 days left, but he lost 3 of his last 4. Haruka Fuji's 11-4 marked the lowest wins by a winner, a top division guy, following Kocha Sumo in 72 and Musashi Maru in 1996. So, Kizuna Sato won the knockout competition at the Kokigan for the second road. So anyway, the autumn tour makes the stuff. Haruka Fuji, for the first time in 6 tournaments, is the Yokozuna 1 from the East. And Amiri Shiki is back-to-back Ryuji after a tournament absence. He's the oldest man to be promoted to the top division since the Showa era in 1926. Fuji drops to Sakurake. In November, Kakeru's stablemaster said that he'll have to miss the Kyoto tournament because of more back pain, which is amazing. Haruo Fuji has to withdraw from the tournament on day 3, November 14th. Unfortunately, this is due in part of an incident with Takehiro Minowa at a regional tour stop in October. Unfortunately, Takehiro had to have a concussion in his skull for his fractures. Haruo Fuji had been drinking and struck Takehiro because he did not like his attitude. Takano Hana reported the incident to the police and the civil authorities were investigating. Haruo Fuji said that he apologized deeply for causing trouble to the Takano Hana era. He wanted to make a direct apology to Takano Hana and Takehiro, but unfortunately they were absent. Takano Hana, 8 days later, said that the Sumo Association isn't supposed to talk to Takehiro. It's the police. Hakuo's 40th championship is assured on day 14 when he sees Okinanumi and Hokuto Fuji lose. Hakuo 14-1, Okinanumi, Hokuto Fuji, Kawawashi, and Takaki show finished 11-4. It's the first time 4 Magashira have been running up in a single tournament. It's amazing. But the Takano Hana Musashi Maru stuff wouldn't go away. The Monday after the Basho, Takano Hana basically had a lot of problems. The Yokozuna Deliberation Council says that Haruo Fuji must be punished, which could entail suspension, dismissal, or recommendation to retire. Haruo Fuji 2 days later decides to retire. This would be huge. And November 30th, it was official what had happened. The incident happened when Haruo Fuji, Takeru, and Hakuho were talking to Takehiro because they're celebrating graduates of Totori Tohoku School that was Haruo Fuji and Takehiro school. Hakuho criticized Takehiro for disrespectful behavior. Hakuho lectured Takehiro and Haruo Fuji on they must not forget things in the school days. Unfortunately, Takehiro was looking at his mobile phone and found out he had an email from his girlfriend. Haruo Fuji slapped Takehiro several times in the face to try to get him to apologize for Hakuo, and Takehiro refused to do so. Haruo Fuji grabbed her karaoke machine remote control and hit Takehiro in the head. So basically, so there it goes. So the Totori police concluded their investigation of the thing and said they'll turn it over to prosecutors. Haruo Fuji's lawyers responded to criticism. He didn't directly apologize to Takehiro, but Haruo Fuji was nervous. Hakuo and Kakuri are docked a month's salary for not doing enough to prevent the beating incident of Takehiro. So yeah. The rest, but Takehiro said that he didn't do anything discourteous to Haruo Fuji. Haruo Fuji unfortunately lost everything. And then you get 2018 now, and you'll see in January, the highest ranked referee for Gyoji, Shikimori Inosuke, was reported in the Japanese media for sexually harassing a junior referee in a hotel while he was drunk. So basically, he's gone. But Inosuke is suspended for 3 tournaments because of his buddy resigned. The other top referee title vacant, Kimura Shinsuke. It'll be the first time since March 94 that neither of the head referees are available. Takeru and Kisano Sato are ready to go in the fashion. Osuna-Rashi withdraws from Jurio and the tournament that he was involved in a rear-end motor car crash in Nagano. Unfortunately, Osuna-Rashi defied the Civil Association's ban on wrestling driving cars and didn't have a final placement. He told police that his pregnant wife was driving and he switched seats to protect her, but backtracked because video evidence showed failed. So anyway, Tachiya Shin won the Basho beating Shosho San be 13-1. So Tachiya Shin 14-1. The runner-up is Takayasu, who was 12-3. Kakuru was 11-4, and the only Yoga student to complete the tournament. So anyway, the March tournament, there'll be promotions. Enko and Takayoshi Toshi are promoted to Jurio. So Enko were fun to watch. Nishiwa Oyakata, who was Wakano Sato, decides to make his own stable. Japan Sumo, where after things happened, Takahana Hana, well, there were 11 candidates to 10-man board of directors. Unfortunately, Takahana only gets 2 votes, mostly for what he did in the incident with Haru Muji. But the board dismissed him in December 2017 because of his lack of cooperation in the Haru Muji assault. Anyway, that's all she wrote. Roha. It was Russian. It is a look Russian. Talking about that Aurora, who's 635 pounds. What he does. Unfortunately, he's not making things easy to him being in Sangame. So that's all I've got for this video. There will be another video talking about Tachiya Shin and controversies in professional wrestling. So join me, I'll